Right, hello everybody. This is Adrian speaking. So this week we did our first trend signal live, streaming to YouTube, Facebook, also on GoToWebinar as well. What I want to do is quick update. We're a couple of days past that now. So that was the 15th of March. We're now, what are we, the 17th of March? Yep, 17th of March. So a couple of days later, let's see how some of those trades have gone on, win, lose or draw. That's what I want to do here is just make it really super transparent. Go through the opportunities, what ended up triggering, what didn't. What have we done with those trades? And let's just go through it warts and all, shall we? So what I'm going to do is start off with a look at the Trend Signal Plus strategies. So the Trend Signal Plus program, which is really for trading FX, indices, commodities. Been some really great trades. And I'm just going to focus on the trades that I went through in Tuesday's session. So there's been actually lots of other great trades that I could go through. But I think it just ends up being a bit of a look what you could have won type of thing. And I don't think that's particularly attractive. So what I want to do is talk about what we discussed in Tuesday's session as trades that are setting up in the running right now and how have those got on. Some really nice trades. I'm going to go through these each in turn. So the FTSE 100 we were already in from the previous day. So we had that as a Monday night buy. We were actually offside on that position at the time, but I thought, you know what, let's talk about it. It's gone on and it's hit its profits. It's been a winning trade. Gold's gone on nicely. The Nikkei, the Dow, they did exactly what I wanted to do. Nice convincing entry points for both of those, and they've gone on really great guns for some good profits there. 386 points profit on the Nikkei, 252, which is what we call the trade mate targets for those. We then had euro dollar, which was a kind of a non-sniper trade, bouncing off some big support on the monthlies. We're up about 20 points on that at the moment, still open for our simple target. And then we're going to have a look at some of these as well. So what we call the D1 accelerator trading opportunities. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at those right now. Okay, starting off with the FTSE 100. So we were looking at it on this day here. It was about 20 points offside at the time. And if you recall, we ran this tool, TradeMate, which gave us our go-to target. So we used the aggressive stop loss, so that's the tight stop loss. We used our starter limit for the trade. We hit calculate trade details, and that gave us that take profit level of 72.57. If you go back, if you want to look at the recording from Tuesday, you'll see those numbers exactly the same. The chart looks exactly the same. The only difference is it's a couple more candlesticks now, so there's no repainting, nothing weird like that. So what's the market done since then? It's gone a bit beyond that target, which was a nice target. I liked it up to that 72.60 level because it was just inside this previous high. Decent bit of upside there, nice tight stop, and it's gone on and hit that target yesterday. So that was Wednesday, the 16th of March. So really nice profit, 72 points closed on that one. Gold, I think we'd actually already closed this one, so let's not waste too much time on this one. A big fall, really nice profit on that one. So let's crack on with that. Nikkei, so the Japan 225. Now, not necessarily something for everybody. Not everybody wants to trade this market, or it's not necessarily so popular. It's a good market to trade. You've got decent volatility, which is what you want out of these markets. Now, what I was looking for at the time, we were just limping into this green vector average line. So the price was a lot lower. We were looking at this as an opportunity for the 15th that evening. So obviously the price is still updating. The candlestick is still being formed, which means the indicators are still being formed as well. So when I run those sessions at 12:30 lunchtime, some of the trades that we're talking about may go on to confirm as opportunities, some may not, and we'll have a look at a couple that didn't. So the price pulled back and it ended up not being a valid trade, and that's okay. There was no sniper by the end of the day, and that's okay. This is an end of day trading system. So what I did have and what we discussed with the Nikkei was, look, let's see a nice convincing close. We had rejection on here, here and here. I wanted to see price on the up. I wanted to be buying a rising price on the Nikkei, which is what we got. It's exactly what I wanted, and the price has gone on great guns from there. What we're looking for the target, well, look, click on here, calculate trade details, and there was my take profit there. Slightly wider stop loss, but I'm okay with that. Really nice take profit, 386 points on that trade. Really decent profit, really decent winner. Let's have a look at the Dow as well. This one was also giving us an opportunity. Now, there have been some decent trades prior to that. Not such a clever buy there on the 3rd of March, but that's okay. But similarly, we were looking for the buy and the market to move back up to that sort of recent highs, that sort of 33,900 level maybe. So, but we had a decent convincing buy on it. Again, strong candlestick. We're buying into a market that is rising, and that is so important. When you're looking at momentum, if you're only looking to be in a trade for 2 or 3 days, you want the momentum behind that market to push it on from the entry point. And again, we can see here on the Dow, really nice trading opportunity. Market going up 33,751. From there, that's a 251 point profit. Really nice. And again, hitting target within the first day. So this is a trade. It was looking about here at that point. We ended up paying about 300 or 400 points higher for it. I actually quite like that because it means it has the oomph behind it. So when that trade confirmed on Tuesday night, it confirmed as an opportunity. All of my members had the opportunity to then follow it at that point, or a bit earlier, sort of 8, 9 o'clock, that sort of thing. Get that trade on, from which this trade has developed. So the way this works is that with an end of day system, whilst the candlestick is still being plotted, that means that the indicators are still being plotted. So it's only as you get towards the close that we should be looking to confirm that opportunity. Half an hour before the close is typically okay, but again, a nice opportunity there. We also looked at euro dollar as well. So this is a market that was been bouncing off a pretty major structural level off the monthly. Hasn't had a huge reaction off it at this point, but whilst there's no sniper, there was a decent context for that buy. This trade at the moment, we're up about 18 to 20 points on it, so it's not really that exciting. We're looking for about 50 on this one. It's not got there yet. We'll see how we get on with euro dollar as the days progress, but it's okay. We're making a few shekels on it. Let's have a look at the D1 accelerator because there's a few other opportunities that I wanted to talk about there as well. So let me just change my workspace to D1 accelerator. Let's look at Aussie yen. Now this is fascinating. Now if you go back, if you want to have a look at the recording again, what I was saying was this market is ratcheting higher, higher highs, higher lows. There was a turning point down. There was no sniper, but I discussed it because I needed a bit of content to talk about. And you know what? There was a pullback there and otherwise an uptrending market. The weekly trend was up, the monthly trend was up, the ascending chart patterns. My view on it was I don't want to short and speculate on falling prices on a market that's effectively going up. Everything about this chart is telling me this price is going up. So we weren't going to look to take any short. There's no structural level there, but what I was interested was looking for the next buying opportunity. I wasn't expecting it the following day though. There's the sniper, there's the go-to trade, and we've actually already gone on and hit that target there. In fact, if I just quickly show you here, D1 accelerator, starter limits, calculate trade details, 86.82. We've already hit that number. Okay, it's a really nice profit on that trade. So that's ended up being nice, not necessarily what we were talking about originally in the video though. Okay, what else have we had? Euro against the Canadian dollar. I really like this as a potential buy, but this really underlines what's happening. When we looked, and again, you can have a look at the recording if you like, that the price was all the way up here, and that sort of 140, 130 when we ran the live session at midday on the 15th of March. But because it's live, we're looking to trade it towards the end of the day. The price came flying back and there was no buy trade. Therefore, we have not taken a buy trade and we'll wait for it. So there's nothing doing here, no opportunities. So it's avoided, as we put on the notes earlier. That's okay. Pound New Zealand, it gave us a buy. I was looking for 194.14 as an opportunity. I know that the target on this one is going to be already been hit. The starter target 192.99. It's actually already hit that number there and hit it in the previous day. I was looking for a little bit more, but I know a lot of our members would have already taken profit on this one for that take profit level there. So nice enough. I'm happy with it, and I'm actually happy to stay with it at this point. I'd love to see a more convincing close though, and it can start to push up to that 194 plus level there. The final market for the trend signal plus was to look at dollar CAD, and this one for me is quite fascinating. Like Euro CAD, it was showing an opportunity and I really liked it. High highs and high lows and so on. It ended up pulling right back and again not being a buying opportunity. What was fascinating about that was that it ended up giving us a sell trade on the D1 sniper. Let me show you again. as the day progressed, as we moved towards the end of the day, the momentum of these markets kicked in, giving us that trading opportunity. And the beauty about it is you don't have to sit there looking all day, every day in order to find an opportunity. Those opportunities come towards the end of the day. That's when we're looking at them. Okay. So what we can do then is if I quickly bring up the D1 Sniper, have a look at dollar CAD. There's the sell signal that took place on the 15th. So the market backed off all the way off those highs, ended up giving us a sell signal there. Now, what's the difference between the D1 Sniper and the D1 Accelerator? Just slightly different sensitivity to those indicators. The D1 Accelerator is a bit faster, D1 Sniper a little bit slower, which means you get different rotations, different turning points at different points. So here, lovely sell trade, and the market's then gone on really nicely as well. So just goes to show you the right way to do these things. We look towards the end of the day. That's when we're looking to place those opportunities. And as you go through and you start to watch these Trend Signal Live screencasts, you'll start to learn a lot more about that, especially with these update sessions as well. So that was Trend Signal Plus. Some really lovely moves that we've had there over the last few days. What about momentum stocks? Now, that is the stock trading platform and program that we teach our members on. In that session, we talked about American Express and we talked about Visa. These were opportunities that triggered as buy trades on the 14th of March. And when I was doing the session at 12:30, that was prior to the open on the 15th. So as far as I was concerned, those were the trades. Let's have a look at those and we'll have a little update as well. Again, we've had a few trades triggered on the 15th from the 15th close. But I didn't talk about them in the update, so I'm not necessarily going to talk about them now. Pretty nice trades though, by the way. But anyway, let's have a quick look at these opportunities. Okay, so I'm just looking here at the Dow 30 stocks. I can widen the list if I want to, but because there was a few opportunities to look at, I just stuck with the Dow 30. So American Express, there was the buy. That's what triggered on the 14th of March. Now, what we looked at, and remember from that session, we like a good go-to objective. 3%, 5% are good figures for the momentum stocks strategy. That's kind of like your sort of go-to target without having to get too bogged down with detailed analysis of perhaps more accurate targets based on support and resistance. Most people don't have the time for that. You don't have to necessarily either. So when you're looking at this with a 5% target, you simply take the closing price for this bar. So that's at 172.79. Now you're just going to add 5% to that. If you don't know how to do that, get your calculator, put it the entry price, i.e. the closing price for this candlestick, and then multiply it by 1.05. Okay, so that adds the 5% to it. So if you do that, what you effectively have is 172.79, which is the closing price for that bar. And you can see that up there. Okay, so let me put my cursor over it. 172.79 times that by 1.05 gives us an objective of 181.42. Now the price hit a high yesterday, so yesterday being the 16th of March, of 182.76. So it's gone about a buck and a bit past my target. Great, we've hit target. It's a winning trade. And we move on. Some of our members will still be in it. They might be looking for something higher and so on, and that's absolutely fine, but from a go-to target, which is what we talked about in the session on Tuesday, that's hit our 5% target. And Visa as well, that gave us also a buy on the 14th. That's also gone great guns and hit that objective as well. So 200.33 times by 1.05 gives a target of about $210, and we can see we're well above $211 here. So again, really nice 5% winner. You add those 5%, so bite-sized amounts, really good profit in what has been quite a challenged market actually on stocks over the last couple of months, but some fantastic trading opportunities if you have the right system to know what to look for. Other markets that we looked at Walmart, we looked at Johnson & Johnson, and we looked at Chevron as well, just because of that, the oil topic there. So Walmart, we're still in. Okay, so Walmart's going nicely, and at the moment, we're up about 4.2%. So being a supermarket, it's a little bit slower in movement than some of the other stocks, but that's okay. We're up about 4.4% on that one as well. Actually made a new high on the 16th of March, so that's nice. Johnson & Johnson, we hit our 5% target. It's gone about 6.3, so we just closed that out on yesterday's highs. So that was a lovely trading opportunity from that original buy on the 2nd of March. And another opportunity, which is still in the running at that point, was Chevron. It's actually come bouncing back, but most of our members will have already been out and taken profits from that buyback on the 24th of February. So some really good stuff on momentum stocks as well. And then finally, let's have a quick look at the cryptocurrencies. Quite a quiet week this week. Not a huge number of opportunities, but also not a huge amount of movement either. Market very much pausing for thought at this stage. So when we talked about these markets, we ended up looking at Bitcoin Cash. That ended up being a no trade, a little bit like that Aussie CAD and not Aussie CAD. What on earth was it? Euro CAD and dollar CAD opportunities. It looked like it was going to be an opportunity, but by the end of the day, market had come back a little bit. It was no trade. Dash, we're open that trade at the moment. Small offside on it. We had a trade on TRX, and this is a trade I didn't particularly like. The irony of it ended up going on to be a winner is, there's something in that. But in any case, we analyze. Sometimes we avoid opportunities. Sometimes we're right. Sometimes we're wrong. But those of our members that did take it, that have made a little bit of money on it. And then XMR Monero, we'll have a quick look at that as well. So let's quickly go through those. So we're looking at the daily chart, the median speed setting on this little widget here for the complete crypto trader system. So BCH, Bitcoin Cash, that was looking like a sell or short on the 25th. But again, see how the price came flying back up again. So it didn't end up generating the short trade, and that's okay. So we just carry on. So nothing to be done there. We also had a look at Dash, DASH. This one, we're a bit offside. Looks like we're going to be closed out of this trade for a small loss of about 2%. Maybe a buying opportunity. That's something we can have a look at over the next few days. But again, it might fall and it might end up keeping us in this trade. For now, we remain short, down about 2% on it. It's all right. Not a problem. And we then also can look at TRX. Choppy, tight. Cryptocurrency is behaving a little strangely at this point, but you can see the buy there ended up being a nice little profit for us. Quite a very narrow range on TRX right now. And then finally, it was XMR, wasn't it? Which again gave us a buy there. Again, very choppy. In a decent profit on this one, up about 5 or 6% on it at this point. So just to give you an idea, that if I go to TradeMate, click on that one, calculate trade details, that gives us a target of 195.81. So that's what we're looking for. Price has gone into the 193s from yesterday, from the 16th of March. So a little bit more to go. We're up about $6 or $7 on it at the moment, so 3 or 4%. So it's going nicely in the right direction, but not quite where we want it to be just yet. But look, that's giving you a good overview in where we are. The real movements hasn't been in cryptos, which is ironic because usually it's the fastest thing going. But what we do have, some fantastic profits coming through from the FX, the indices, and the commodities. All of these from trades that I identified and called live on the 15th of March. We had some fantastic trades coming through on the stocks. So we called and identified American Express and Visa as new trades. Walmart, Johnson & Johnson were existing open trades as well. So some really lovely opportunities there. It's picking up 10% across American Express and Visa, and a little bit sort of flattish really on the crypto markets. That's okay too. Whatever we've made on XMR, we kind of give them back on Dash. That's all right. That's trading for you. So look, hopefully that's a good intro. And again, we'll keep doing this. We'll be updating, we'll be calling those trades, and we'll be putting the update videos through. It's all about sharing what we're doing and how we're doing it, so you can look to see whether you'd like to do it yourselves too. If you want to have a chat with one of the team about Trendsil, about our programs, about trading cryptos, about trading foreign exchange indices, commodities, or just simply stocks, fine. Get in touch with us. Phone number and email address on screen. You can get in touch with us there, and we'll happily help you to trade with confidence. All the best, everybody. Thanks for listening, and happy trading.